Welcome back. I'm here on the sidelines with Cyril Akita from Top Gun. You guys have had kind of a tough weekend, but it's the first time you've played in the champions bracket this season. How do you feel you guys have performed?
Yesterday, I believe that we performed really well yesterday. We had a rough game against Impact, but there was some points that we should have scored more points. Then our game against Infamous, we were up 3-1, and they just had the ball, they had the momentum, and they won. But really, getting into the champions, there's no room for error. We need to be able to just, whenever the move is, we got to be able to make it, so.
And how's the competition been with some of the top teams in paintball world?
I mean, these teams are the best in the world, and this league is the best league there is out there. And ever since I came from Division III, and it's tough. And all these guys that are still playing, I grew up watching on the sideline. So it's an honor to play these guys. It's been fun, so.
All right, well, Top Gun versus Damage coming up. Stay tuned. It should be a good one.
It's been a moderately successful but frustrating year for one of the best teams in the league. Tampa Bay Damage took second to Dynasty at the first two events and fifth at the Chicago Open. They have a chameleon-like ability to shape their style of play to suit the field layout and adapt to different playing styles, but they haven't won an event since the first tournament of 2012. Though they've had some turnover recently, with a total loss of 4 players in the past 8 months, the core of the team remains the same. Chad Boucher is one of the fastest players on the D side, and Dan Holliday is always a threat wherever he plays. Ryan Smith is handling on the Snake side in his comeback season. Their highest-ranked player, Jason Edwards, is one of the most consistent back players in the game. And the versatile Rainey Stanzik has been a great pickup for the team. Look for Tampa Bay Damage to make a solid run for the rest of the year. Trenton Topgun has earned their way into the Champions Division for the first time. The team has been around since 2009, steadily punching their way through the divisions. Top Gun has talent on its roster who have seen time in the Pro Division before, as standout Taman Chapman, Stephen Lasher, and Ryan Martin have all played with powerhouse teams. But the talent train doesn't stop there, as Nick Hunt, Alvin Johnson, and Matt Rentschler have all put in work to get Top Gun this far. The team has their work cut out for them, though, as they take on the best programs in the game, and this will be the biggest test that they've ever faced as a team. We will find out shortly if Top Gun is ready to contend against the best in the world.
So here we go. Tampa Bay Damage taking on Top Gun. And Top Gun is a good test for them, as Tampa Bay Damage is one of the best players in the entire world. One of the best teams in the entire world, some of the best players from the entire world. They've won championships before, pretty much the same team since their big-time run where they won 3 events in a row from late 2011 to early 2012 before Houston Heat took over. Throwing Infamous in there, and then Dynasty took over, and then throw some more Heat. And that's pretty much been the story of who's been the best teams in the world.
Ryan Martin getting smoked up in the center. Oh, a minor penalty, though, on number 17.
Keith Brown.
Keith Brown getting a minor penalty, pulling out Chad Boucher.
Top Gun losing a couple bodies over there off that Dorito side and out of the back center early. But they still have Chris Shear over here. He jumps into Snake, too. Keith Brown going to serve a minute in that penalty box. But he does have Timmy Probst and Daniel Holliday over here. Timmy Probst is in that tall tower on the Dorito side, shooting at Chris Shear. We got about 28 seconds left on the minor penalty. 3 bodies left alive. Oh, trying to fill out to the Dorito side corner. Looks like Heyman Chapman gets shot. So just Michael Smith and Chris Shear left alive for Top Gun. And here comes Daniel Holliday down the Dorito side. Timmy Probst coming up right behind him. Dorito 1 and Dorito 2. Timmy getting checked out. Referee calling him clean. Jason Edwards able to come across.
Keith Brown coming out.
Damage. Yep, Keith Brown. They burnt the whole penalty off. And here's Jason Edwards now working down the wire on the Snake side. Should be very soon. We see Daniel Holliday cross onto Union side of the field. He's standing atop the 50.
Yeah, and here comes Jason Edwards down the Snake to finish off that point. So real controlled point by Damage. Top Gun threatened, but if Top Gun's gonna play the let's get a couple, they're gonna get a couple, and let's play close points, they got to be careful with that because, I mean, well, what can you do? It's Tampa Bay Damage.
Yeah, I mean, they played that real controlled. They knew the penalty was on there. Sat back, chilled out. Keith Brown comes out of the box. Okay, let's go.
Dan Holiday getting himself a 4-pack.
Unbelievable.
You know, and Holiday hasn't really had a great season, not compared to last year. Last year he was ranked 3rd overall, like, of everybody. And this year he's down there pretty far. And Damage has been, you know, they took second, but don't want to take anything away from the team. They did take second place to Dynasty at the first 2 events, then kind of blew out at the last event. So this is a big tournament for them. They really want to get back on that horse, man, get back to the top of the game. We'll be right back, see if they can do it. So we are back here on the field with 18 minutes and 17 seconds to go. 1 point has been scored. It was all Dan Holiday for Tampa Bay Damage out there. And, you know, Jason Edwards with a little assist for sure, too. Trenton Topgun, Michael Smith, he got one. Let's see what him, Chris Shear, Heyman Chapman, Ryan Martin, and Lance Hardwick can get done out here with the start of this next point.
All the way to the snake on the break. Did he make it, Todd?
I don't know, but Dan Holiday looked like he got a bounce going up to Dorito, too. Keith Brown gets shot on the break. Jason Edwards shooting towards the snake side. Yep, he made it in. Chris Shear, he's in the snake. Now he's in the 50. Ramsey El Youssef gets shot coming out wide on the snake side. So a lot of bodies drop pretty quick, and Shear is able to get a shot in to the face of Daniel Holiday from that 50 snake on the inside. So just 2 bodies left alive for Tampa Bay Damage, Jason Edwards and Rainey Stanzak, as Chris Shear now crosses the 50 and he is on Damage's side of the field. He's got all 5 bodies left alive with him, but Jason Edwards going to get shot 5-on-1 versus Rainey Stanzak, and they are going to just put the squeeze on him. So big move by Top Gun Union to get Chris Shear all the way to the snake on the break. Got bounced going in, but if it don't break, it don't count. And
Very
he was
true.
able to come in straight to the 50 and just go to work. But excellent job as well by Top Gun Union's back center players to basically shoot out that whole snake side of the field right away of Tampa Bay Damage. So Top Gun Union trying to stay in this tournament.
Well, Chris Shear, he had 2 confirmed kills, but the rest of them came from 3 different guys. So full field contribution from Top Gun there. That's exactly what they need to do to contend with Tampa Bay Damage. We'll see you in just a second.
PaintballDojo.com. Support your favorite pro teams. Get your name printed on pro team gear. PaintballDojo.com. Lifestyle gear for players. Full color and completely custom options. You can build a custom design straight from our website. Gear available for both men and women. PaintballDojo.com. Lifestyle gear for players.
JT First Shot and JT Splatmaster challenges you to introduce someone into our great sport of paintball. We're offering a free Z100 pistol with a purchase of a Z100, Z200, or Z300 JT Splatmaster marker for this weekend only. Place an order, give the Z100 pistol to a friend of yours that doesn't play, and help our sport grow. Visit freez100.com and order today.
So here we go. Yeah, you definitely want to go to freez100.com and take advantage of that. I'd do that. I mean, get a free. I just want to have all those around in my house so I can shoot Ryan Greenspan as often as possible.
Hey, Ryan, are you sleeping? Are you sleeping? Pow!
No, when he's like loud, when he comes home loud, and he's late at night.
Scared me.
So here we go, 17:15 on the clock. 1-1 is the score. And we're about to watch, see if Trenton Top Gun can step up and take down Tampa Bay Damage, who one of the favorite teams here to win this event. Tampa doubling up that back center and trying to streak out on the Dorito side of the field, able to do it a little conservative over here on the Snake side, but they were able to get a kill on this Snake side against Trenton, as Cyril Attica is going to have to take the walk. Oh, and then also lose another player coming out, but Tampa Bay Damage loses Timmy Probst and Chad Boucher.
Oh, Lance Hardwick and Michael Smith both coming off the field at the same time. Everybody from the back center across to the Snake side is walking out in unison for Top Gun, and that's going to let Rumsey El Youssef dive into Snake 1, and he should be able to crawl all the way down. Let's see if he can crawl all the way down to the end of the Snake before Paul Everett makes his way down. Sure, Joey Blute standing on the sideline telling El Youssef that he can turn the corner, because only the Dorito corner and the Dorito tower on the inside are alive, and they are both fighting straight ahead against Paul Everett. That's El Youssef right there, and that's Heyman Chapman coming off. And the last body alive, that's Ryan Martin for Top Gun Union. And here comes Everett down the inside, and he is going to finish off Ryan Martin, give Damage a 2-1 lead over Top Gun Union. And boy, did Ryan Martin wear it.
I think the guy who wore it the most this event so far was Oliver Lang at the end of that game when they played Houston Heat.
Yeah, I shot him 20, 30 times.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, he was painted the most up I've seen anybody in a couple events. That was nasty. This game brought to you by Camp Pendleton Paintball Park, one of the best parks in Southern California, and the home team of both Los Angeles Ironmen and San Diego Dynasty, speaking of them. So 16:04 to go here, and Tampa Bay Damage, now they go on the board 2-1. We'll be right back. So real close matchup here. Todd, what do you think Trenton's Top Gun's chances are here?
I think Top
Who's the
Gun's,
conductor out there right now?
I don't know, man, but they're really going to have to compose something down here, because, I mean, Tampa Bay Damage, they're really a strong team, you know, and like when Tampa Bay Damage is really playing their game, they're like a beautiful orchestra. You know what I mean? Like the way that they can just come together and everybody's, you know, following the conductor, and it's just
separate parts working interconnectedly together in order to accomplish a goal. You know, create something beautiful.
Yes,
Yeah,
something
absolutely.
magnificent. And that's it is, you know.
Magnificent.
It's beautiful, you know, when they're playing the way that they can. So Top Gun Union going to have to try and do whatever they can, you know, to mess up that concert and get up the field, distract them, get some kills early, and then play off of that.
Yeah, because if Top Gun can get, you know, some guys out there of their own playing the roles that they play within the vibe of their team, really like how Chris Shear, Ryan Martin, I mean, they got some stars on this team. If they could just get them all vibing at the same time, like you're saying, get that orchestra playing at the same time.
Yeah, a nice shot right there. Running out to the corner, Chris Shear is able to put a ball in on Chad Bougere, shot him on top of the loader on his way out to the Snake corner, and then straight into the Snake and in the 50 now. And that's going to allow Michael Smith to come in behind him, give a little support. Jason Edwards and Keith Brown over here. Keith Brown's in that mini Dorito. He's going to need a little bit of help to get out, but Michael Smith and Lance Hardwick both locking off the Snake side of the field. Going to give Chris Shear every opportunity to get those kills and pinch people towards the Dorito side. Timmy Probst right now has taken the responsibility to just pound that 50 bunker and protect Jason Edwards on the side. So, I mean, this is what we're talking about with Tampa Bay Damage. They lose a body, they can recover, they communicate. But this is also what we meant with Top Gun Union, get some kills and start attacking.
Well, Todd and Chris, second half of this particular point is when Trenton Top Gun has got to step up. Yeah, you get to those spots, but that's when Damage is hard to beat. It's tough to advance into the line of Damage. Damage can play that game real well.
You know, let's just say theoretically, Damage loses this game. They still have another tough game coming up, Damage Impact. It could happen. I mean, right now, Trenton has these guys in their heels. They are up to 2-1 in favor of Damage. But look at Damage, second half game. Losing number 13, though. That was Jason Edwards. But Ryan Martin also taking the walk in the far side of the field, Matty.
Yeah, and Ryan Martin, a big part of the attack for Trenton. He spent some time with Dynasty, spent some time on the Ironman. Big contributor for Top Gun Union. Michael Smith, Lance Hardwick, and Chris Shear left alive, looking at 2 damaged bodies, trying to push into their line. But their players are all, Top Gun's players are all from the center and over to the Snake side of the field. Might try to spread that field out and make Tampa get a little bit tighter. Oh, but Tampa pushing into the 2 of Tampa pushing into the guns of Top Gun. It was Dan Holiday, and he got shot out. So now just Timmy Probst left alive to try to see what he can do against 3 players left for Top Gun.
You know, and right there, Top Gun looking good this point. Slow, they're not getting crazy. They're not running down the field. And here comes that little move we talked about. It's hard to stop this right here, Todd.
Yep, and there he is, Chris Shear, using that line of bunkers to get really close to Timmy Probst. But Timmy Probst, he's going to come out wide and get blown up. Too many bodies for him to be able to fight at 3-on-1. And Lance Hardwick's going to walk that flag in. So
here we go, tied up game. Trenton starting to take it to damage a little bit there in that point.
I feel like Top Gun has gotten better every point that they've played out here so far in the Champions Division.
Todd, you know how it is. You got it. You have to play better players in order to become a better player. So even though, let's just say if things don't go their way and they do go back down to the Challengers League, if you come up and if they keep this a close game, they could always say, look, well, we gave damage the best we had, and that was a close match. If they beat them, that's a huge win in their sails for the future of that squad. They've had a lot of turnover over the years. They seem to have a pretty good, solid core with a lot of talent on that team. So if they can just keep cultivating that and go to battle, I mean, they're going to battle right now with damage and doing a good job. 2-2 is the score. We'll be right back.
Going into these events, equipment's what matters. On our team, we're so talented. My job has fallen into like a role player's position. In order for Kyle or Brandon or Alex to make these moves, they need support so that we can win the tournament. And that's what I'm doing with this LV1. I'm able to go to a spot and get a lot of drop shots on people and really shoot just directly over a bunker where people think they're safe, and the next thing you know, I'm getting those kills. My name is Oliver Lang from San Diego Dynasty, and I shoot the LV1.
So we are here at the 2013 PSP West Coast Open. Matty Marshall alongside Todd Martinez and Chris Lasoya. It's all tied up at 2 apiece. And we haven't quite seen the bloodbath on the break that we have in other games. And Top Gun, I really like how they just aren't scared. You know, they're willing to push forward into the guns of damage, and which is not an easy thing to do. It's one of the hardest teams. Even if you get a couple kills, like we were saying that last point, it is just really difficult to push into that back line of damage. They can block it up with the best of them.
Yeah, and you know, it was really a good shot on the break coming out to this corner by Chris Shear to eliminate Chad Bougere. Not only has he been doing a lot of damage, I'm just dropping these puns just ridiculous.
You're so punny.
You know
you are so punny, Todd.
I'm like the punniest guy I know. But, you know, it really opened that game up right there for them. But let's see what they do to try and combat the players getting wide for Top Gun Union. And what they're going to do is have Jason Edwards turn and shoot Cyril Akita out coming to that corner is what they're going to do about it. So another body come walking off. That's Chris Shear. He went to the mini Dorito. So now the whole side of the Snake side of the field blown of Top Gun Union. That's going to allow Jason Edwards to attack up the middle. He's going to go to that center cam, and now El Youssef over here in the mini Dorito just going to keep rolling his gun at Lance Hardwick in the back center. Rainey Stanzak up into Dorito 2. He's going to get set.
Yeah, and 12 minutes. I'm sorry, go ahead, Todd.
Tampa Damage only lost 1 player right now. Keith Brown got shot on the break.
Yeah, they still have Jason Edwards, Rainey Stanzik, El Youssef, and Everett left. Oh, did you see a penalty? I just saw a red flag going there.
Yeah, Jason Edwards was just given a major penalty by Tony, the referee. Ran out in the middle of the field. Jason Edwards had one, looked like on his hip. And,
yeah, so Jason Edwards is going to have to sit in for 2 minutes, and this opens the door for Top Gun Union. This is a big, huge boost for them if Trenton can take advantage of this. But the issue is that there's only 3 Top Gun players left out there, Hardwick, Chapman, and Johnson. And they're looking at 2 bodies for damage, El Youssef and Everett. And El Youssef's in a really good spot. So this is one of those situations that, very realistically, if Top Gun can't take advantage of this, then Jason Edwards is going to be able to come right back out of that box and even it up on the bodies.
Yeah, we had talked about that earlier. These guys are in the same position they were earlier. I'm trying to think who was out here. Oh, here comes down the wire, though. Just putting it on him. That was actually a pretty good move right there. Way to break that, you know, taking out Ramsey El Youssef.
Do you think he didn't know exactly where El Youssef was? Because he went, Hardwick went a little slow.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, El Youssef was pretty slow to react. Usually you don't see that.
But that's what I'm saying,
because
because if Hardwick had gone faster, maybe, because El Youssef heard the crowd. He heard the crowd, and that's the only reason he spun around. He didn't know he was coming. He only heard the crowd's reaction, which caused him to react from that noise.
Yeah, that was close to being a penalty on El Youssef as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
But here comes Heyman Chapman all the way from the Dorito side. He's going to cut across. Looks like Alvin Johnson over there down the Dorito side, recognizing all the bodies were gone. So after they shot Paul Everett, Alvin Johnson runs over, grabs the flag, and he's going to hang it.
What a game right there.
Well, Top Gun is going to go up 1 point on Tampa Bay Damage right now. This is not the game that, I mean, Tampa Bay wanted to come out and smash Trenton and make a statement. Hey, Heat, we are, we're coming for it right now. But they just really haven't been able to do it. And right now they're losing 3-2. And Trenton looks pretty good.
Yeah, I can't complain. I mean, and with a major penalty to boot. I mean, was it 18 seconds left on that?
Yeah, well, I mean, good job by Damage to burn off the almost all of that major penalty. But Damage was in control of that game. They shot the whole snake side of the field. And then when Jason Edwards went up the middle to lock it off, that's when he got pulled on the major and got Rainey pulled out of that Dorito over there, who was way up on the Dorito side. So they had field position on the Dorito side, field position in the middle, and bodies. And then that major just really hurt Damage, and that allowed Top Gun Union to get back in this game.
Let's check out the replay here from that last point. And there it is, Hardwick coming down. I don't think he knew exactly where he was. And then El Youssef able to take him out. So you look at it from this way. He comes down, gun up the whole way, so good form, but didn't clear the distance that fast, which when you're doing that on the snake side of the field, as soon as this happens, right about here, everyone's going, he's coming. And as soon as you hear that, El Youssef, he didn't see him come. He just, and his teammate didn't tell him he's coming. He hears the crowd react. So when you're in those situations, you want to try to close the gap as quick as you possibly can.
Yeah, I mean, Everett was just so far away from him in that Dorito side corner. You know, hard to do something about it over there. You know, you really got to rely on your sideline coach to let you know, a little bit sooner. And you're right. I mean, he didn't come very fast at all. Had an opportunity, but lucky there also to not get a penalty as he got shot in the side. Didn't shoot his gun when he came up over the top. 5-on-4 right now to start this game. Top Gun Union. Oh, Heyman Chapman wasn't even touching the flag station on that start.
And it sounds like I heard a gun go down right then. Actually,
might be a burst disc though. When it gets hot out like it is right now, these tanks have safety valves in them where if the pressure gets too high, a safety valve will blow, emptying all the air safely out of the tank. And I heard that same thing, Chris. So I don't know if that was.
Boy, I'm not seeing Chad Bouchier in the back there do too much. Coming out of the box.
Is Brian Smith still sick? Because Brian Smith was sick and didn't play yesterday, and we haven't seen him out here at all.
No, yeah, he's still sick. We have not seen him suit up. He was playing really well for them. Definitely hurts Damage a little bit not to have him, but
that's unfortunate. That's a bummer for Damage to not be able to have Brian Smith, who's killing it this year for them over here on the snake side. But Chad Bouchier looked great over here yesterday.
Yeah, unfortunately, they're shutting him down right now. He's one of those G's they got in the break. Jason Edwards coming out of the box, taking a hit as well, going into the snake. I think he bit off a little more than he could chew.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, now Top Gun in another situation where Chris Shear shoots 2 guys, 6 confirmed kills for Chris Shear. And they have 5 players alive with 9 minutes, 30 seconds to go. Good crossfield spread for them. They're in the snake. They also have the 50-yard line up in the center, the Doritos. And they have back players behind these guys. And they have the lead, so no matter what, they need to win this high body situation, close this game out, and put that another point on the board to extend that lead to 2, which is then going to put pressure on Damage to push aggressive and fast and forward. And then it will be up to Damage to see if they can push into the line of Trenton.
Yeah, and with a score being 3-2, we haven't seen many 2-3 games with less than 9 minutes left to go as we just crossed the 9-minute mark. So, and this game could potentially last another few minutes, depending on how it goes out here. Damage, would have to score some pretty quick points to get back in this game. Very capable of that, of course. But right now, they still have some really solid players on the field. They got Rainey Stanzak over there in the corner, Timmy Probst in the inside tower on the Dorito side. El Youssef bumped out to the snake, but Chris Shear in great position down here in snake 3. Ryan Martin up in that 50 Dorito. Heyman Chapman and Dorito 2 with Alvin Johnson behind him in the corner. You know, not having to go anywhere.
Yeah, and they're just, Trenton is just kicking it right now. They're like, we got a lead, we got the spots, we have the body advantage. We're gonna let Damage try to make mistakes. But Damage with only 3 bodies and no field position, they don't look like they're trying to move forward, at least not yet. They're gonna wait it out a little bit and try to let Top Gun drop a lane here or drop a lane there, and then try to push into that lane.
Chris Shear backed up. Referee running in to check El Youssef in the corner. And they're going to pull El Youssef out. Looked like he may have gotten shot in the loader. He's going to come walking off, and that's going to let Rainey Stanzak come on the offensive. It looks like he might have got a shot in on Ryan Martin. No, but Rainey Stanzak gets clipped as he tries to come down the wire.
Another point.
Chris, we've seen this before. You get one, when you're making them, okay, you look over, it's 2-on-3, 2-on-4. Your guy dies, and it's just you left, and you see that opening where everyone's now trying to switch gears to now focus on you. You got one chance.
Yep.
And if you don't get up there and make that shot, you're never going to get that shot again because now you got 4 guys on you. If you get that shot, maybe another one, well, now that completely changes the dynamic of that point.
A la Archie Montemayor.
Yep, a la Archie Montemayor.
I mean,
from X Factor, who played outstanding for them in their victory that they had just played against Infamous. I'm sorry, as they played against Top Gun Union when they played out here. So, well, Top Gun now 4-2 up against Damage. I'll tell you what, man, on paper, Damage should beat up on Top Gun Union. But it doesn't matter what happens on paper. Every day is a new day. You get a chance. Everyone's got a gun. Everyone's been playing a lot. So at any given day, you could have Trenton step up. I mean, if they want to be one of the top teams, well, there you go. Right on the other side, it's one of the top teams. It's a race to 7 with 20 minutes, and they are making the most of it right now. Very proud of Trenton, looking real solid. 4-2 is the score. We'll be right back. Seeing Top Gun, Trenton Topgun making their way out to play this next point, up 2 against Tampa Bay Damage. And they have got to be feeling it right now. I would be. I mean, when you're in that situation, when you're playing one of the best teams in the business, you've had not a great tournament so far, and you're playing for your life in this event, and you have a 2-point lead on Damage, but can they keep the lead is the issue. They need to stay focused here and not pull that rookie mistake of like, oh, we're doing great, we got the lead, let's just keep doing what we're doing, and you need to redouble your efforts at that particular time. And now starting to lose bodies is Trenton and Damage. As Holiday comes off, Lance Hardwick comes off. Big move made up the center, though.
Yeah, Ryan Martin got his loader blown off there. Probably should have gotten a penalty, and maybe they did.
He did. No, yeah. he threw it. Tony threw that minor. Well,
okay.
This penalty's looking like it's going to go to Tampa Bay Damage to bring it back within a point, but who knows at this point. Trenton Topgun Union on your screen has this corner snake bunker, which is actually one of the better bunkers out there to shut down the field. Oh, just taking one in the middle, getting shot out. That's going to do it for Trenton Topgun. So 4-3 now if the flag hang is clean by Tampa Bay Damage.
Well, the referee is going to get in there and check him out. Hangs, like you said, Chris, hang is only official if the player is clean. If he's not, it'll be a dirty hang and a penalty assessed. Nope, looks like Brown is clean. So Keith Brown gonna walk off and helping his team put another point on the board to make this a 1-point game. And Ryan Martin with that minor penalty, it will come off the clock, and they will start with 5 bodies and a 1-point advantage with just 6 minutes and 30 seconds remaining.
What a good game, though. I mean, I like seeing this out of Trenton Topgun Union. I like seeing them play good, hard paintball, getting out there, shooting their lanes, getting the Gs, and taking a slow, controlled push instead of just running on the field crazy. Todd, what do you think of this game so far?
Well, that last point was a good breakout. Both teams got 5 bodies out alive. but Damage was able to strike first blood. I believe it was Keith Brown who made it out to the temple on the snake side, got a wrap in real quick and put a ball on Lance Hardwick in the back center. And that's really what opened it up, because Ryan Martin launched out of that back center, but it opened up the snake side for Damage to come this way. Keith Brown got all the way in, went past the 50. Guns had to switch everywhere, and Rainey Stanzak made an awesome running shot on Ryan Martin to shoot him in the loader. Ryan Martin played on several shots. That's why he earned a minor. Not sure why he didn't earn a major on that play. Probably maybe because it was a loader hit, but excellent move by Rainey Stanzak to open up that game, shoot the guy and get the penalty.
Yeah, and so these teams, this fourth event, so important, as we're going to find out tomorrow morning. You definitely want to tune in Pacific time tomorrow morning as the relegation games begin, because we're going to see who's going to be playing in the Champs and Challengers division for World Cup. Speaking of World Cup, man, 2013 PSP World Cup, October 17th through the 20th, the last event, the biggest event in the world, and it's held at Fantasy of Flight, a little outside of Orlando, Florida. So bring the family. There's tons to do all around town. There'll be the JT First Shot Challenge, so if you got kids, they can participate in the tournament too, and if they're as young as 8 years old. And but make sure you sign up early, because go to pspevents.com, sign up early. Looks like they might be capping the tournament between 350 to 400 teams. We're not sure yet where it's going to end up at, but make sure you sign up early. So here we go, 6 minutes, 18 seconds. 1 point separates these two teams, and both of these teams are down a body now as Ramzi Al-Yusuf got shot off the break, so Trenton was able to even it up. Ryan Martin still in the no, did he get pulled? Ryan Martin out there? It looks like.
You know, I'd see a major, but I don't see it on the, I mean, a minor. The minor came off because Tampa Bay won that point, actually. So the minor penalty did come off. They were 5 straight up. I believe it's 5 on 4 in favor of Trenton Topgun Union.
Yeah, Chad Bougere bumps out to the temple on the snake side. He is trying to go to work on the back center. Gonna have to put a couple bodies in to be able to make that move. Alvin Johnson broke out really fast. Alvin Johnson becoming one of my players to watch. I really like the way he moves on the field. You know, he's pretty fast, pretty tall, but still gets places. Dove into that Dorito 1 on the break and then stuck into Dorito 2 right away, so he's in really good field position right now. But Chad Bougere was able to come across underneath the guns of the back center. A lot of guns for Top Gun Union right now focused on the Dorito side of the field, but that's not gonna stop. Oh, Chad Bougere gets shot right in the goggles. So there goes the snake side for Damage. They still have Jason Edwards alive, but he is in the mini Dorito looking towards the Dorito side at Alvin Johnson. 5 bodies still left alive for Trenton Top Gun Union.
I don't think there's anybody even looking over here at this side of the field for Tampa Bay Damage as of right now.
Yeah, Chris Shear playing it really slowly over here, sitting in Snake 2, but Coach Kevin Brethauer gonna blow the horn right there and concede the point to Top Gun. So that's going to give Top Gun a 5-3 lead. I take back what I said last game.
Yeah, Chris shaking his head over here because Top Gun came to play. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Top Gun came to play some paintball in this game right now, and they are beating Tampa Bay Damage, one of the favorites to win this event. So 4 minutes and 43 seconds remain. Can Damage fight back? Before we head off to a break, let's check in with Lauren Kelly on the sidelines.
Hey guys, I'm down here on the sidelines. This is a great match, so close between Top Gun and Damage. I wanted to bring you an update from the Challengers field. Shock and Storm were battling it out. Shock won 7-4, but the shocking thing was during the entire match they got 3 major penalties and 1 minor. At one point they started with 3 bodies and were still able to get a point out of that. They got the win 7-4 against Storm. I'll keep bringing updates to you.
So 4 minutes, 43 seconds to go, and man, I'll tell you what, the team's sprinting to...
I thought they were running at each other on the break right there.
That would have been hilarious. But,
wow.
So here we go, start of this next point. Can Damage fight their way back? We haven't seen Damage put against the wall like this for a little minute here. And I want to know what Damage is made of right now.
Yeah, Damage getting all 5 bodies out alive. Chad Bougere shoots from the back center and then comes up into the snake, goes straight into snake 2 and starts going to work across the field. Chris Scheer, number 10, Top Gun Union, been in this snake a lot. He comes across, he gets into snake 1. Chad Bougere straight into the 50 snake and starts going to work, blows away Ryan Martin out of the back center.
Todd, I was just gonna say, Damage needs a couple guys to just straight step up. Like, you know what? I refuse to lose this team. I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna prove we're still one of the best teams on planet Earth right now. And Chad Bougere playing the snake for the first time, and I can't even remember the last time we saw Chad Bougere on the snake side of the field, but he's played it pretty well in this event, and now he's in a really good spot to do damage, but he's got to be careful because guns are still looking his way. Top Gun, though, down 1 body here in the body situation. They have 3 guys alive, Damage with 4 bodies alive, but time is ticking off. Trenton Top Gun trying to keep this push away from them. Timmy Probst still on the field, so is Chad Bougere, who's in the snake, and Keith Brown right behind him, and then also Jason Edwards. And here comes Jason Edwards to back up Bougere.
Yeah, Jason Edwards snuck into that back of snake 1 and put a shot in on Alvin Johnson, but Chad Bougere gets shot out of the 50 snake right there.
Just not having a good game right now.
Well, that's a bad death for Chad because he was in a really good spot and in a situation to make a big difference. And now it's tied up on the body count. 3 bodies alive for both teams with under 3 minutes to play. And Damage is going to be forced to push into the guns. They don't have any other choice. You know, Damage, if they lose this game, this is going to be their first loss.
They're going to lose this game. Watch.
Well, we'll see.
I don't want them to. I mean,
well, the way that
they play, they deserve to lose.
The way that they're playing this particular match, I don't know if they took Trenton seriously, to be honest, because Damage is one of the most consistent teams of the past 4 years. And I don't want to take anything away from Trenton, but they're the young guns coming up trying to steal somebody's glory. But this is how it works.
Yeah.
This is how you start to make a name for yourself right here. Be like, oh my God, you see that game where Top Gun beat up Damage?
Yeah, these Damage guys, though, I mean, winning is what they're all about out here. You know, I think it's more what Top Gun Union did. You know, I think, you know, maybe Damage didn't expect them to play the way that they did, but Damage definitely came out here fighting, and Top Gun has just had some pretty good plays. And, you know, that major on Jason Edwards definitely hurt a bit. I mean, Damage has gotten 2 penalties this game. Haven't been killers as far as losing several points, but, you know, momentum always plays a factor, and, you know, just trying to have to fight, you know, on your heels is always tough.
Yeah, and you know, with this said, if anybody can pull this out, it'll be Damage.
Well, they need to go fast because they have 1 minute and 36 seconds left. If they don't giddy up right now, that's it. They're going to lose this game because here comes Brown, finally comes out of that back corner bunker, and here comes Edwards pushing forward, one of the best back players in the game right now, in a really good spot. And I don't think, who's that, Scheer?
Yeah, Scheer sitting at the back of snake 1, and he gets blown
apart
apart by Timmy Probst. Timmy Probst on the offensive, coming down the Dorito side, but he gets chopped up by Heyman Chapman.
Did Scheer not have any idea that Jason Edwards is pushing up that far in front of him right there? I mean, I don't know if they have a sideline coach or not, but Jason Edwards pushing, but under 1 minute to play here, about 1 minute and
right there getting shot, number 13, Jason Edwards.
So can Brown?
It's all to Keith Brown. They're just going to sit in their bunkers. Heyman Chapman and those guys are just going to sit here and shoot. And let it run down 50 seconds. They're going to win this game.
If Top Gun can win this game, and Infamous and I'll get into that later.
Yeah,
it's going to be too much. It's going to be too much right now.
It's going to be confusing.
My head's going to explode.
This is going to be Union's first win. They're going to be 1-3. It's looking like they're probably going to win this game because there's no way that Damage is going to be able to score 2 points within 31 seconds. I mean, it doesn't even look like they're going to get this point because it's just Keith Brown all by his lonesome, with looking at Cyril Attica and Heyman Chapman just putting the pressure on right now.
Here comes Keith Brown. Going to grab that flag. Oh, but he gets shot by Heyman Chapman.
So Trenton should probably try to hang this just.
They need the point differential.
Yeah, I was going to say for the point differential.
Wow, good job by Trenton Topgun Union.
So here's what happened. With Top Gun winning this game, the winner of the infamous X Factor game now won't have to play for relegation. So whoever loses the infamous X Factor game will play for relegation with Top Gun Union, because Union will have a win, the loser will only have a win,
and the winner will have 2 wins. Because Infamous right now has a win and X Factor has a win.
You were speaking Russian. Explain that again to me.
Okay. So now that Top Gun Union has 1 win, Infamous has 1 win, and X Factor has 1 win. So the winner of the Infamous X Factor game won't have to play for relegation because that team will have 2 wins.
That's
so
correct.
the loser and Top Gun Union will play for relegation. And that's going to come down to who plays who based on point spread because they'll both have 1 win. And, that's going to determine the seeding. We are obviously, Vicious are the lowest seed in the other bracket. So we are going to play the higher seed between the loser of that game and Top Gun Union.
So what you're saying is in this next matchup, do not lose this game.
Do not lose this game.
If you lose this game, that's it. You're playing for your life tomorrow morning.
That's it.
Yep.
But that just gave Infamous and X Factor a way better chance of being able to stay in the Champions Division and not have to play tomorrow. Because if Top Gun Union would have lost, then the loser of that game, still would have had to play for relegation.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, what he said.
Hey, it doesn't.
What he said.
Hey, that's why Todd's the coach. That's why Todd makes the big money, baby.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Cash Money Martinez. So. So this next game, there's a lot riding on it. You don't want to miss it. Let all your friends know across your social networks what's going on here in Riverside. It's the 4th stop on the PSP Tour, and it looks like we have Lauren Kelly on the sidelines with Heyman Chapman, the victor. Let's check it out.
I am down here on the sidelines with Heyman Chapman of Top Gun. Heyman, Damage was favored to win that. They were undefeated yesterday. What was your strategy coming in today, knowing how productive of a team they are?
Well, honestly, we just had to wipe. First 3 matches haven't went so well for us. Obviously 3 losses. But we didn't really come into this tournament expecting to win. We knew it was going to be a learning experience. First time playing in the Champions for most of our guys. But before that match, we sat down, had a 10-minute meeting, and honestly, we rethought our entire game plan of how we were going to attack this field. And that was the first game that we've played like we're capable of playing the whole time.
What things have you learned playing on this Champions field and with some of the best teams in the world?
Well, a couple of our guys have played over here before, but we're just trying to teach our young guys that you just got to be a lot tighter. You can't make mistakes. Small mistakes that you might get away with in challengers or D1 aren't going to fly over here.
Awesome. And what was running through your mind in that last point? They had 2.5 minutes. They could have come back to try to tie it up. What was running through your mind, and what was their goal to fend them off?
Well, that last match, Cyril and I just held them off. Honestly, when I was coming up, I was just more of a stay alive all the time type of player, and I was honestly having flashbacks to my 5-man regional days when I would just stay alive in the back, and we would win every game by keeping it crossed. So it's kind of funny that's how we ended up winning that match. But I'm just happy we won one.
Well, congratulations. That was a great match to win. Next up, I think we have X Factor and Infamous. Who do you think is going to win that?
Infamous isn't looking so good out here, and I used to play with X Factor, so I'll go with X Factor.
All right, it'll be a big one. Stay tuned.